The briefing room was tense, the air thick with judgment. She stood before the colonel, hands clasped tightly behind her back, the weight of the room pressing down on her shoulders. Her report was late, her explanation faltering. The colonel leaned back in his chair, a grin spreading across his face, his laughter booming across the silent room. "An excuse is all I hear," he mocked, his voice dripping with derision. Around the table, other officers smirked, their eyes dismissing her as weak, unprepared, undeserving. She swallowed hard, her throat dry, every instinct screaming at her to stay silent. But silence had always been her shield. The laughter faded, replaced by a silence sharper than knives. Slowly, deliberately, she reached for the buttons of her uniform jacket. Confusion rippled through the room as fabric parted, revealing her arm and shoulder. Gasps broke the stillness. The scars ran deep, jagged marks carved into her skin like molten rivers, remnants of shrapnel from a battlefield that none of them had survived. The room froze, no one daring to breathe. Her voice, quiet yet unshakable, cut through the silence. "This is why I was late, sir. Doctors don't wait for reports to be finished when they're pulling steel out of your body." The colonel's smirk vanished, replaced with something harder, something closer to respect. He leaned forward, his gaze locked on the scars that told more than any excuse could ever. The officers who had mocked her shifted uncomfortably in their seats, the weight of shame settling heavily on their shoulders. No one laughed now. The truth hung in the air, unshakable, undeniable. Her scars spoke louder than her words ever could, louder than the colonel's laughter, louder than the doubt of those around her. She pulled her jacket closed again, her movements calm, controlled, as though she hadn't just shattered the room with her silent testimony. The colonel cleared his throat, his voice softer, heavier with respect. "Dismissed, soldier," he said, although it sounded less like dismissal and more like acknowledgement. She turned, head high, her silence no longer misunderstood. It was no longer weakness. It was power.